put in context here what's been found so far in the investigation by the SIT. Mind you that there are 15 sites identified by this complainant where he says he buried all of these bodies. So far in the exhumation process that's been underway for the last many weeks, partial skeletal remains were found at spot number 6 of the 15. Site number 6 is where they did find some remains. The evidence that's been collected from the site is still being analyzed, but what we can confirm for you is that the skeletal remains that were found at site number 6 were suspected to be that of a man. Besides that, there was also at site number 11, spot number 11, additional remains that were found. But again, these were very scattered skeletal remains that were found. They've not been able to get concrete details really from even spot number 11 to be able to get anything together. And so far, there's been absolutely no indication of any sort of mass burial. And 13 out of the 15 sites have been dug up. There are 2 sites still pending. But obviously for the SIT too, looking at what's happened so far, they're not really expecting to find anything in the remaining 2 sites. At site 13, they even dug deep, knowing full well that layers of soil had come up. And yet, there's been no breakthrough or no headway really in the investigation. But why really is the BJP alleging that this could be a conspiracy? Let's take you through Dharmastala, this location, what makes it so prominent, and the sacred legacy of this temple town. It's a renowned pilgrimage site that attracts devotees nationwide to this particular area. It's in the Dakshina Kannada district. It's home to the very, very famous and revered Manjunatha temple. And it's to visit this temple and take darshan at this temple that you have lakhs of devotees who come into Dharmastala. It's also got a symbolism of religious harmony and unity. It's known for its charitable and community services. Importantly, and you've heard, of course, about all of this talk of a conspiracy by the BJP, by Hindu activists, the Dharmadhikari is the head of the temple, the spiritual head of the temple. It's essentially a designation, or in fact that title is handed over within one particular family. And so in this particular case, the BJP is alleged that all the allegations that you see, it's all an attempt to target and tarnish the image of the Dharmadhikari. Let me bring in on this broadcast our panelist, Mr. Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. We also have Nikhil Jain, political consultant, with us. Mr. Bhaskar Rao, I'd like to begin with you. You know, I remember in the weeks running up to what we're seeing right now, to the investigation, the BJP wanted a fair, impartial probe. Today, it looks like that's definitely happened. So what is the BJP's grouse here?
See, we were waiting with bated breath that something startling is going to be unraveled at Dharmastala, because the nature of allegations were extremely gross and extremely horrifying. But 2 weeks down the line, after having dug up the several pits over there, government has not even come out with an interim report of how it is proposing to proceed. And what is more shocking to Hindu believers who have got great devotion and regard for Dharmastala Manjunatha temple is the extraordinary interest taken by non-Hindus in getting it placed dug over there. What is their interest? Do we go behind other communities, temples, etc., or place of worship to do all these things over there? Nothing seems to be coming out. And now they have started naming and shaming the temple and denigrating a place of worship, which has attracted devotees, as you rightly mentioned, from all across the state as well as from different parts of South India also. So nothing seems to be coming out, and it is nothing but threatening and annihilating Hindu feelings. Now, in the recent past, we saw how Padmanabha Swami temple was brought into controversy, and how Sabrimala was brought into controversy, how Isha temple was brought, was brought
the foundation.
Into now again, this is what exactly are you trying? At least tell us, assure us that what you are doing. Tell us that you are convinced by what that masked man is telling you. If at all that masked man has given some 164 statement, tell us whom are you aiming at? What exactly your investigation is all about? This whole thing seems to be digging and closing, and some kind of a mockery of investigation. Means the entire police force.
Okay, so you're saying there's no complete 100% transparency, which is the concern. Mr. Rao, I'll come back to you. Let Nikhil Jain also make his opening comments on this. Nikhil Jain, what do you make of the BJP's allegation here that there's been no transparency, that the investigation hasn't gone along the way they wanted it to, especially in this kind of a sensitive case?
Actually,
All right, apologies. We've lost the
your voice
connection
is
with
breaking.
Mr. Jain. We'll come back to you. We're having a bit of a problem there with your connection. In the meanwhile, I'll take this back across to Mr. Bhaskar Rao on the comment you made, Mr. Rao, where you spoke of how you believe that this is a targeted attempt at a temple. Just explain to us why you believe that, especially because you're also alleging that people of other faiths are actually targeting this temple. Where's the evidence of that?
Hindus never take such kind of a extraordinary interest in trying to poke affairs into other communities or other.
No, but sir, is this beyond religion? If there's an allegation of mass burials, it has nothing to do about whether this is a temple town or not. This could happen anywhere, in which case it's still as serious.
So see, what I'm trying to tell you is that why are you picking out this place? And nothing's not even substantial. Bones could have been discovered anywhere. What do you make out of that? Huge team of people, as you rightly pointed out, is on a wild goose chase. And nothing seems to be coming out. It's only holy smoke. And all the media from morning till evening is chasing these investigators. And a man in a mask is telling them to dig here, dig there, etc., etc. When we ourselves cannot identify a place after 2 or 3 years, 13 or 15 years later, a man comes and says, I buried so many dead bodies over there. Okay, I'm also a police officer. I know how difficult it is to take a dead body, drag it all the way, dig a grave, and bury it and come out without being seen or carrying them. At least the police could have proceeded to find out what was the content of that 164 statement which he had made. Whom are they trying to target? Is it only digging, and how long this digging is going to take place? But what I'm more aghast is that the Honorable Home Minister on the floor of the Assembly failed to give a convincing explanation what is the line of investigation. What exactly, whom are they trying to target, or what exactly, in which direction the investigation is proceeding, how long they desire to...
But Mr. Rao, just quickly, before I bring in Nikhil Jain, and hopefully we'll have him with us in the broadcast, but Mr. Bhaskar Rao, you're saying that, there has been no clarity from the Karnataka Home Minister. They formed a special investigative team. In the run-up to this investigation, there were multiple assurances made that it will be a fair, impartial probe. What we're perhaps seeing is the result of that. If there was, nothing that was true, that was concrete, they've come out with the truth that, look, nothing has been found.
Yeah, all that is fine, that they are going to assure us. But give us an interim report. Give us an interim report what exactly you have done. Let there be an official statement of in which direction you are proceeding. Because the allegations made against such a revered temple are very, very serious in nature. We also were waiting that something is going to come out. Nothing seems to be coming out. It is only holy smoke, and whole thing is being misled. And some people who are not even from Karnataka, they are mentioning about the investigation and giving comments, etc. And some people are comments in YouTube, and it is only leading to bad blood. Give us a scientific explanation.
Okay, you're saying that there's not enough clarity from the government. Nikhil Jain is with us finally. Nikhil, I hope you can hear me, and we've managed to fix the connection. Your opening comments, go ahead, on the allegation that the government hasn't been completely transparent in the investigation.
So first of all, I'm very sorry for the poor network. And so far as the government's role in this entire controversy is concerned, I think the government has done a fabulous job. You had very, very serious allegations of certain mass burials and sexual misconduct against women and minors. And the government set up an SIT under an officer of the Director General rank. See, I'm not going to say whether people related to the temple or anybody in the temple authorities actually did these things or they did not do these things, which is why there is a need for an investigation, which is why the government set up an SIT. I think it's absolutely bizarre that the BJP is going around making it a protest about how, the prestige of the temple has been hurt and this and that, because let's not forget that this is not the first time when such allegations have come to fore with regards to this temple. So it's not like a brand new witch hunt that the Congress government just wanted to invent. It is something which has a history in the past. There has been no evidence in the past, which is why an SIT was set up. And there has been no evidence of mass burials, but we have found certain skeletons in various sites. Now, one may say that they are not women's skeletons, they are men's skeletons, but is a murder not a murder? is a man's murder less important than a woman's murder? The point is that if there is something fishy, if there is something wrong, the SIT should probe it.
No,
They should
sure,
take it to
sure,
court,
Nikhil.
and the people
We're not
responsible
going
should
to
be
at
tried.
any point dismiss what's been found. That is something that still has to be investigated very much. But look, the allegation that
Absolutely.
came to the fore and the reason that everyone was talking about what's happening in Dharmastala is two. One is that, there were these allegations of mass burials. And secondly, that this was a temple town. So you can't take away from the fact that, look, this was a site of a very, holy location of a temple. And so maybe there was an attempt to defame, which is what the BJP is alleging.
That is quite a baseless allegation. Karnataka is a state where the chief minister, the deputy chief minister, the home minister, all of them are Hindus. Majority of the people are Hindus. Majority of the Congress's voters are Hindus. Nobody is looking out to go and defame a temple town or the Hindu faith or or a particular sect in the Hindu faith. And I think people who are followers of the religion should feel vindicated that these allegations are not proving to be true, that there are no mass burials. I don't understand why the BJP has to look like they're standing behind rapists and murderers all the time, because this is what they did for Guru Ram Rahim. Why am I calling him Guru? The man Ram Rahim who's been convicted for rape and murder, that's what they've done for Asa Ram Bapu. Why are they always standing with godmen against whom there are godmen or some sort of religious figures against whom there are allegations of rape and murder? Let investigations happen. Let them be exonerated by the investigations and by the due process of law and the court. And let's all go home and sit in peace and learn and know that no, our temples were not doing anything wrong. What is wrong in all of this?
A valid point, Mr. Bhaskar Rao. Your response to the question asked by Nikhil Jain on why it's troubling the BJP if nothing has been found. That's good news. That means that, these mass burials did not happen.
This is nothing but not addressing the question and beating around the bush. You said dead bodies have been buried left, right, and center. Hundreds of dead bodies. Even one dead body was not discovered over there. Give us an interim report. What exactly you're saying? Today it is BJP that is protesting, but BJP plus so many thousands of Hindus who revere that temple. Do you mean to say they are not hurt? You are hurting us. You are insulting us. You are humiliating us. Had it been any other religion, by this time there would have been a bloodbath. And it is nothing but taking Hindus for granted and insulting Hindus by carrying on a 2-week excavation after excavation and saying hundreds. If there are hundreds of dead bodies, at least by this time, 5 to 10, 15 to 20 skeletons should have come out by now if he was telling all these things over there. Where exactly the investigation is leading? At least assure in the House, Assembly, what exactly you are doing in investigation. I am also a professional police officer. We have done this kind of investigation. Even in war crimes investigation, interim reports are given. What exactly we have done after 2 weeks, what we have been done after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. How do you proceed? Have you carried out a 164 statement of that masked man called Anamika or Bhima or whatever? What? Make it public? No. Why are you scared? Make it public and tell us. The people are entitled to know the contents of an investigation. You cannot keep everything under the shadow, under the cover and say that...
Nikhil Jain, looking at what's emerged so far, do you think it's warranted when the BJP says there should be an interim report on what's really emerged so far?
Actually, I definitely believe that a report should come out soon. But for the BJP to ask an interim report in an investigation of this scale, when only a month into the investigation has passed, that is not at all fair. That is not how the process of law works. Mr. Rao is a professional policeman. I think he would also know that the police or any investigative agency will never give an interim report within the first month of investigation. They would wait at least 3 to 4 months so as to, uncover and discover whatever maximum that they can. They would not want to let out their cards in open. And since I'm sure that he would know more about police than I would, please ask him to tell me one single example anywhere in the country, forget the government, forget the party, where an interim report was given in less than a month of the investigation starting.
No, Mr. Bhaskar Rao, quickly respond to that and then I'll wrap this up. Your response, sir, as someone who's been a top cop, an ongoing investigation which is not wrapped up yet, can we really be seeking reports so early in the probe?
In all sensational cases where public curiosity is at its height, people are entitled to know what is going on. People are entitled to know till where you have proceeded, what do you propose to do over there. Nowadays, you see, even operations that are being telecast over there and are being shown to public what is going on. Why are you hiding? What exactly? It means till 2 weeks, should we all keep quiet and fire? Should you all keep quiet and see, keep on digging over there? Is the government has no responsibility towards majority Hindu sentiments? Why do you hurt us like this? Thousands and thousands of people go to the temple town and such sacrilegious comments are being made and you keep digging over there. Should you not have at least common sense? Are you not being sensitive? Why are you being so insensitive and humiliating the Hindus and taking extraordinary interest of non-Hindus into consideration and the people from Kerala and other places? If at all so many people were buried, their parents would have come forward and said they would have given missing cases. Something would have come. Apart from the two cases, nothing is there.
Okay, Nikhil, quickly, your response, and then we'll wrap this up.
Akshita, I asked Mr. Rao, who has been a top cop himself, I asked him to give me one example. He hasn't been able to give me, and what he says is because public curiosity is at its peak, a report in an investigation could be given. But I'm sorry, that's not how law enforcement works. Because public curiosity is at its peak, let's uncover our cards. That's not how it works. As simple as that.
Okay. I've run out of time, Mr. Bhaskar Rao. My apologies. I've run out of time. Mr. Bhaskar Rao and Nikhil Jain, thank you very much for joining us here on this broadcast.